All right, so for today's 5-on-5, we're going to use the mini band again, and we're going to be doing all our exercises from the floor. Today we have a glute bridge or hip extension, and then we have supine abduction with our knees bent and feet flat, which is going to be a very simple, very easy transition from our hip extension exercise. We're then going to move to a peroneal strengthener. The peroneals are the muscles on the outer edge of our lower legs. Then we're going to move to a couple upper body core exercises. We have some prone pull downs and a variation on the forearm plank. With previous takes of our 5-on-5, I've done each exercise twice for 30 seconds. Instead, today, I'm going to go through everything once so we can get a really good explanation and understanding of the form and how to do it. And you can be set off on your way to determine whatever amount of time works best for you, whether you're doing it for 30 seconds, 45 seconds, 60 to 90 seconds, 1, 2, or 3 times, or using some of these exercises to build in with some of the other exercises we've gone over. It's up to you, but either way, let's get to it. Let's get our mini band, get ready for our glute bridge. So I'm going to take this, put it around our thighs, just above the knee. Recline on back. Ooh, I'm gonna stiff. Okay. And you have your feet about hip width apart. Now, what's cool about the band and what's important to note with this exercise is we're doing a little something known as reactive neuromuscular training, or RNT. And that is, with the band, it's wanting to pull your knees inward, which we don't want. We know that's not a good thing. That puts tension on the knees, especially if we were standing or performing an exercise standing. What this causes to happen is it turns our glutes on. It wakes them up like, whoa, we don't want to be collapsing in. We're going to correct and keep ourselves where we need to be. So it kind of wakes them up, makes them more aware of what they are doing and what they need to be doing. So this is where the band comes in, especially helpful in this exercise. So if you know that you have weaker glutes or weaker hips, this is a good thing to do. So, all right, we inhale, and on the exhale, press the hips up. Now you can choose to hold it, or you can inhale, lower back down gently, and then come back up again on the exhale. Nice and controlled and steady. Or you can choose to do a few reps and then hold, and then a few reps and hold. Whatever fits your body where you're at right now. And then we're going to move to our supine abduction. So we're going to stay just like we are, keep the band where it is. And we're going to use those same glute muscles, a little more to the outside of the hip. And we're going to start to bring our knees apart and then back together. Exhaling, slowly coming apart and inhaling back together. You want to keep that work right in the outside of the hips. It can be easy to move the work up into your thighs, up into your quads, especially if you move too fast and you don't think about what you're doing. We want to make sure we maintain a neutral spine. We don't want to arch that low back up, and we also don't want to press it down. It can be helpful to have your hands right at the top of your pelvis, right at those bony protrusions, and that lets you know whether or not you're staying level. And then we're going to do our peroneals. Sit on up, and we're just going to slide the band down the outer edge of our feet and kind of separate your feet so you're starting with a little bit of tension on the band. Can't really see because the timer's in the way. And then we keep our knees straight. We just move our feet out to the side. It's not a lot of movement. Might not initially seem or feel like a lot, you notice as you get going, it starts to burn. All right, now it's time for our last two. We're going to move to the belly. Which is going to be the best way for this. So our peroneal strengthener, we're going to loop the band around our upper arms, or excuse me, our forearms, the upper part of our forearms, I guess I'm going to say. We're going to start completely prone, that's on your belly. And now from here, you want to pull your belly button in as if it's not touching the floor. So we're supporting our spine as we come up. We're going to pull the band apart, drive our elbows back, and then press forward. Inhale, calming back, feel that scapular activation, and exhale, pressing. Making sure that you're maintaining neutral position of the neck, but you're not arching up and you're not just letting your chin drop down. And then we're going to do our forearm plank. So we're just going to take that band, scoot it up to the upper arms, elbows under the shoulders, palms down, because we are not holding hands. As we've learned in a previous video, when we do that, we close our shoulders. It forces our upper back to round, and we get some really bad posture. We put a lot of pressure in the upper back and shoulders and into the neck, and then we get problems. So let's not do that. Start with the knees down. So first progression, just lift the hips. And then if you'd like, you can lift those knees. So once again, this is a little R&T training because it's pulling your arms inward just a little bit, so it forces the outer edge of your arms into the shoulders and the core to do a little more work to help you maintain form. Bring it back down. And then that's what we have for our 5-on-5 for today. So again, that was a glute bridge or hip extension exercise. Right into a supine abduction. 2 nice glute outer hip exercises there. Peroneal strengthener for the outer edge of our lower leg into the ankle. Our prone pull downs, very nice. Upper back, shoulders into the core exercise. And then we have our variation on the forearm plank. So now you are free to get to it.